marker. Alright, this is Iron Nest Heavy Turret Simulator. We played the demo on Monday and I was pleasantly surprised by this game. Let's go to the store page before we start. I hope the music is not too loud and I won't get into trouble. Ooh. So this is a trailer. Technically, this is most of the game. You are in a 1920s altered timeline of Spain. Somewhere taking place in Spain. The World War that started in the 1920s didn't occur because the assassination that started the World War in Spain, the assassination that happened, and as well as I understood, a certain count was not killed in this timeline, so the World War didn't start. Though I've looked things up here. What is the story? Set in dystopian alternate history of 1920 Spain on the brink of civil war, where the monarch never fell and World War I never happened. You play as an anonymous operator and inside a colossal 5,000-ton walking spider turret fortress. Exciting brutal industrial bombardment missions assigned by a faceless military high command, which I work for. So I thought I was a military unit, but I'm working for a military, military high command. And no great war. The assassination attempt on Archduke Franz Ferdinand failed, meaning World War I did not happen, and Europe's monarchy and empires endure. Now, naval arms race unchecked. Without a global war, aircraft remain a novelty, while massive naval vessels and huge armaments kept scaling up unchecked. That was, I learned something of documentaries of the world wars, that Germany was building massive tanks and was going bigger and bigger. Now, they also say Spanish Civil War catalyst. The campaign was split into an alternate 1920 Spain caught between a powerful clinging monarch, clinging to power, spreading Republican uprising, and a military junta testing terrifying new machinery. Now, there is no indication here in saying that I am either fighting on the side of the monarchs or the Republicans, or if I'm actually just testing machinery out. Now, High Command versus Frontline. You receive cold, calculated, and ruthless directives via automatic typewriters from High Command, telling you where to aim. A second typewriter relays the desperate frontline messages from soldiers that occasionally conflict with your orders. Now, that did not really, and when I played the demo, I didn't never really get much conflicting order, but the demo was just explaining how to do things in the game. Collateral and consequences. The game makes no illusion that you are playing a hero. Early choices reveal that High Command not only orders strikes on targets like Allied hospitals, forcing to operate the facility heavy civilians and friendly collateral damage. In the demo, once I took shot a shell at the location of enemy troops that were seen as enemies, and immediately got a text message of what was it? The front lines asking me to cease fire because the shell had impacted and the shockwave was too near a hospital facility, and that took it out. The story is pieced together originally inside your claustrophobic cockpit through coordinates, spotter notes, aerial recon photos, and gritty wartime newspapers. Now, it is confirmed. What was it that I learned? Here. It is confirmed that the cannons that I have on my Iron Nest are an 800mm caliber. If you want reference, a wheel of a car is usually 550mm, 650mm, and 800mm is a bit a bit bigger. I measured it, and it's easier to say from your belt buckle if you wear one to the top of your head. That's the diameter of the shell that you're firing. The game has As far as know, four types of shells that we currently know of: high explosives with an impact radius of 14 to 27 meters, and we have high explosive with 14 to 27 meters, a high explosive that's 32 to 63 meters, and an armor piercing one that has 60 centimeters to a meter and a half, and chemical special cells, but I didn't know about that in the demo, and they have a reach of about nearly 1.8 kilometers of spread. Now, I had a look and on knowledge as well. For 800 millimeter cannons, there were not many of them into the World War. There was only one. An 800 millimeter piece was never actually mounted, used on ships. The only 800 millimeter gun built was the land-based Schuer Gustav railgun, which had a maximum range of 38 kilometers for armor piercing shells and 47 kilometers for high explosive shells. So, but we know near the end of the World War they were building some insane, massive weapons. Alright, pop up chat for a second. So let's give this a go. Let's start up ironnest. Please, I hope I didn't get into trouble for playing this music. Play. Alright, let's start up the game. As a work of ironnest, it's, as far as understood, the game is also made by two people. As you can see, Nick Newout and Dominic Latos. Nick Newout. That sounds like either a Dutch person or a Belgian person. No. This is the coffee machine. Let's go to settings. Before I do language, English. First term, Discord code, no code. Pass a load, upstairs, pet cat. Clamp mouse to valves. No. Clipboard hunter offset. Icon nearby. Object. Graphics. Brightness and VSync. FSR anti-leasing. Shadow bloom. I turned bloom onto 0. Audio, I'm gonna turn a bit down again, because when I streamed it, after I streamed it, I checked the audio a bit, and it turned out it was really, really loud. So let's apply. Now, what was all this otherwise? Alright, let's play. This is the first mission. Calibration fire. Ironnest has been commissioned. Pre-operational range is required before active deployment. Target has been designated by High Command for calibration purpose. Confirmation of fire accuracy is the sole objective. Now, I don't know how this actually works, how the timer works. Do I need to... Nope. So this is the game question. I remember this. So this is my clipboard, and this is my timer. This is seconds, this is minutes. This is how the music starts. And as far as understood, now we have music. Now, this is where I am. As you can see, this is my turret. Fire control 7, 6. So first we need to go to the reader, which is up here. Then we need to go to the map. Then we need to go to for measurements. Then we need to calculate the number 3. Now, then we actually go load. We have a left loader, we have a right loader. Then we go to the rotator. And then we go to the elevation on the opposite side. And then we go for firing. So, sorry, I'm gonna turn off. Okay, high command. Ironnest operation collaboration order. Plot your firing direction to the target and to the map. Fire the HE shell at the target. Ironnest location H355 and target location is Q8. So we need an HE shell. We are at this location and we need to fire at this one. Now this is high command and this is field report. Now I don't know what this button is. Oh, I can scroll up and down. Okay. So yeah, this is currently not available. So as it currently looks, we do not have our right cannon active. So this is the map in question. Okay, so there is always somewhere a bolt. Now here have you map icons, allies, enemies, reference points, underground, higher priority, structure and mobility. Here we see infantry, recon, artillery, mechanized, fire directory post, CBT, and supply caches. Here also you have a bit of information. Mark both bearing angles. Their insertion is the target. Note a bearing can be distant and inserted twice or through 2 distances. So technically you always get information either from a spotter that will say it is in that range or it's in that bearing from me. And then if you start working, as you can see, intersections with 2 distances, there will always be 2 locations. So then it's up to you to gather intelligence that might help you uncover. Now here we have reset kill tokens, which are, I assume, number 2s. Delete all map measurements is a possibility as well. Here we then have tactical map measuring distance bearings. Now if I am drawn, I don't know why I need to use the one. This is the circle drawer. So if I or what is it, a passer? If they have distances, I need to work with this. Red is for my firing line. Yellow is for targeting lines, and white I use to allocate locations. So we start. This is my ironnest indicator. So my ironnest location is H355. So we go to the map. Oh, it's already here. So for fun, we make a note. So normally I move then my marker to that destination. Then we go to my target, which is gonna be marked with red. Target 80 is Q4. So Q will be Q up here. Yeah, the big red marker was not that giveaway. Q 4.242. So now this is the location. So now what we do is go from this point, drag a line, this point. Now, as you can see, because I use the red marker, immediately bearing and distance is being added to my location. That is something I need. So we can use marker, but for this machine it's not really needed. So technically we just did measurement. Now we need to go to calculation. Now, so input distance to the target. So we know the distance is 9.2, 8.92. As you see, then we need to select the amount of powder charges, but because of the distance we also are required to actually set a certain amount of minimum. I could say 6, but it's better to say 2. Now I need to pull this lever. It will give me the gun elevation. Now we have a calculation. Now, these things, with the things that are available. So now we go here to the left gun. Now, first we need. Where is this one? So we need to select the cell, then we need to ram the shell, then we need to dispense powder charges, and then we need to ram the powder charges. Okay. So set HE cell. So that's the shell. We need to go put that in. And we know it's a bit loud. So this is the powder charging systems. Now we have the powder charges, however much I have stored. And what is this? Charge rammer system pressure. So it says 2, 1, 2. Could do more, but it's not. Sounds a bit loud. It is. So the shell is in there. We have the powder charges is being closed. So technically now we need to choose the bearing. So the bearing, we know that is 85.6. So we do it we can do it manually, or we can do it by this handle. That's right there. Give me a second. Oh, ooh, this is my massive cannon. Oh! I can open and close that. Okay. I didn't test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I actually put 6 powder charges. I was like, are those shells really that big? They are that big. So now we need to do the elevation. Currently the right gun is not available. So we need to do left gun. So we need to do the elevation calculation as we had it. Auto rotation lever is over here, and point adjustment wheel is there. So technically, so we have 53, so we bring it over here. There. take the wheel and add 50. 53.2. Now this is the firing panel. This is the final phase. That's the horn. So this is the actual firing panel. So so we don't need to zoom in, but here we can. So technically here we see the left gun. So technically it's fire mission confirmed. We don't need to do this, but we can do this. So we confirm, fire mission confirmed. Shell type confirmed. And we couldn't give it in, but it's an HE confirmed. Bearing confirmation. Bearing to the right over here. Bearing is 85.6 confirmed. And they changed it here in the demo. This one always said range confirmed, but no, like I said a few times in the demo, nowhere in the demo we could confirm the range. So elevation confirmation, we check the left, 53.52, we have it confirmed. Now we could look in here and technically it will take around 34 seconds. Now the last one is gun armed. Well, technically to arm the gun. Confirm fire mission. Arm the firing gun. So, well, let's say do this first. Gun armed. Left side. It is technically armed. So I need to confirm then. So then I need to pull this down. And then I pull in the middle. Fire. 3, 2, 1. Fire. And here we go. Our first shell. Technically, I kind of don't need to watch it, but I like to watch it. So, we got some information on impact. Oh, we can go to bed. But as we can see, we can click that away. So we hit the target, but we also hit a hospital, I think. Wait. Here. Here. Priority target destroyed. 25 requisitions. Ceasefire. Friendly hospital destroyed. So technically that's also a problem, but hey, there's a blast radius. And if you wish to deal with the blast radius, this is the item you need to lock. So as you can see, we have FLC, FCH, EQK, HE, AP, H, LE, and AP. So technically, AP is the armor penetration, the HE is the one that I fired. So here we can see more or less the blast radius. So technically, if you need to take out a target near something, this is your friend. As you can see, this was the gun in question. So it might never, it would be a good item to use. Not it's not being discussed much. It was not given us much of a tip, but hey, that was the game. That was the mission currently. This is the main power thingy. there are all these switches that we need to. Eventually, I think we're gonna come into a situation that systems are being damaged, so that we have right gun system pressure, right gun elevation error, and left gun elevation error. Huh? Why is it? Oh yeah. Also, once you fire the gun, it will immediately go to the start position, and then after you filled it up, it will go back to the position it was in before. Now what we have here as well: rotation, velocity, turret. Okay, almost pressure. So this is the place where we go down to rest. Now it seems to be also a high score for kills and all that. Then there's over here, and there is then here the coffee thingy. How do I stop that? What the hell? What am I doing wrong? Maybe I need to read this. Okay, we got roast. So where's the cup? No, this is the main game, mate. So then we need to let me see. I might have coffee note. Great, perfect. Quality 37. Pressure 37. So I see my pressure was shite. Let's go to bed. Is there anything? Following request. I know of the operators who reinforced castle and supply lines through patrol before August 2026. Oh, the people that actually. Okay. Wait, is that cat dead or alive? Monster strike on Mercy Ward. Official report: anti-monarchists detonated a bomb in the hospital and courtyard, murdering 163 civilians and maiming over 300 citizens. A brutal atrocity meant to shatter the very heart of the castle. The attack occurred during visiting hour, which has been described by the king as particularly unsporty. Okay, I've killed 163 people in that fire and maimed 300. Okay, I got my first medal. Shots fired 1, total kills 2, allies killed 1, enemies killed 1, requisition spent 0, longest kill streak 1, average kills per impact 1, most kills by simple impact 1. So I unlocked the star shell and the HE shell. So these are the basic ones. I'm not a fan of it. Nah. It's a bit too tight. Okay. Fire and light. Intelligence has identified an anti-monarchist element operating within the city. Separately, High Command. Nope. It's military made. It doesn't really... It has no stretcher in the back. Separately, High Command has set in a collaborative elimination over the Royal Palace to mark the General Peace Initiative. Ironnest has been assigned both operations. Wait. High Command has scheduled a celebration elimination of the Royal Capital marks as an anti-monarchist element. Ironnest volume 1 to... Can I look at this thing? Okay, let's go check. Oh. I still need to close. My gun is still out. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, High Command Ironnest. Wait. Capsule. Okay, hostile elements have been identified within the city. Triangulate the target's position and destroy it. HE only. Only HE. We have a location here. And we have a spotter 1 and a spotter 2. Check the adjacent ones. Okay, field intelligence. Spotter 1. This. Target 1. Both spotters. Alright, still not. So HE3. That's where I am. Okay, where is my next spotter? L10. God damn my alphabet. 10. No. So here's my first spotter. Ava, let me know if the sounds are too loud. N3. And 3, 5, 6. That's my second spotter. So, for drawing, they suggest the yellow line. So, bearing 99 degrees from spotter 1. So. We have 99 degrees. Confirmed, 99 degrees. Now, from spotter 2, we need to go 49 degrees. That means red. That's over there. Now we need to take the red line. Over here. So we have a bearing of 66.2 and a distance of 13 kilometers. Again, HE cell. Oh, we have nothing yet to give in. I think we are gonna have to have 3. Yeah. I think, yeah, every 5 kilometers, we need to actually increase the powder charges. So 5, we need 3 charges. So HE shell was HE only. Okay, we have an HE. Since we are not in the biggest rush. 1, 2, 3. Done. In the meantime, we go to bearing 66.2. See 53. Wait. 52. Confirmed. We double check. So again, it's gonna be a 35-second launch. Okay, so we have mission fire, shell type HE, bearing 66.2, confirmed. Elevation confirmed 50.2. And gun armed. You go again. And we fire. Oh, I can see it on the indicator over here. Target destroyed. The reconnaissance photos transmitted. 2 additional hostile elements has been identified. And the recon photos. Destroy them before proceeding. Got it. Oh, I'm gonna delete that one. There seems to be 2 raids going on. If I want them in the middle, that's good. We got a dot assigned. Wait, perhaps this can be deleted. This is no longer important. This is no longer important. HE only. Do a new calculation. Make certain the rioters are in the middle. Okay, we have 12 kilometers 97 with a bearing of 68.1. Okay, 12.97 is the distance. We 3 shells. Okay, we go again. Next shell. Bring it in. One, two. We need to go at 68. 68.1. Go. Fire mission confirmed. Shell type HE. Yes. Bearing confirmed 68.1. Confirmed. Elevation 51.88. Confirmed. Gun is armed. There we go. We have gun. 3, 2, 1. And here goes the timer. 34 seconds until impact. If I did it correctly, that should take out both the silver riots.